So this is a follow-up conversation from a previous video that we've done in regards to emerald ash borer. Most of our calls and questions have been on what do we treat with and when do we treat. We can appreciate the concern in regards to treatment, but treatment's only one answer in reference to the overall comprehensive strategy in regards to emerald ash borer. The problem with just treatment alone is that even if we treat, we still have ash trees, and ash trees are the primary host of this particular tiny assassin. So what we want to do is try to diversify and have more robust and more frequent conversations about tree planting. We're more concerned about the value you get for the money spent, and with a smaller tree, you get the entire root system. The tree transplants easier, it responds better to the environment. We've found that actually in the same 3 to 5 year time period, the smaller tree ends up being about the same size as a bigger tree with less upfront money. With fall planting, what you're doing is mimicking what nature does, because nature does all of its planting in the fall. So we have cooler nights, we have warmer soils, we have less stress placed on the transplant. You need to go ahead and plant the tree properly, take care of it appropriately in regards to moisture needs. Your maintenance needs actually go down because the tree doesn't require as many inputs. So fall planting up until basically until you can no longer dig a hole, with the exception of a few species, is a terrific time to plant trees. Trees are critical in regards to the success of our urban environment and the cooling of our cities. A city is typically warmer than the surrounding countryside because of all of our impervious areas. And what an impervious area is, of course, is concrete, parking lots, asphalt, buildings. Our cities become big heat generators, and so consequently they absorb all this heat, and we need to have trees in our city for our own quality of life. Trees also help reduce impact of rain. That captures that rain within the canopy of the tree and reduces the amount of runoff. A single tree in a residential home can intercept about 760 gallons worth of water from a rainstorm. And so even small rains right now sometimes enhance our flooding situations because of all the impervious area that we have. And with ash trees, we have about 60,000 plus ash trees in our Omaha city that are subject to the exposure of the emerald ash borer. So it's time to start planting. One of the things I'm most proud of in regards to what Kinghorn can provide you in reference to helping you with your tree selection is the experience and expertise that we bring to bear, in regards to this particular issue. We have a number of degreed horticulturalists on staff. We have a lot of experience in reference to selection of trees and the best way to go about it to get the most value for your money spent. Please interact with us so that we can start the conversation with you about how you can proactively get engaged in resolving the emerald ash borer issue within your own neighborhood. And so this is why we're going to go ahead and give you a little information in reference to why fall is such a terrific time to plant. All right, we're going to do a little field work here with this particular portion of the video, and we're going to talk about methods of production and things that you should be looking for and really what we're interested in having you buy. So let's start with a couple traditional methods of production that are available. One of them, of course, which is a tried and true traditional method of production, is a balled and burlap tree. Balled and burlap trees have been steadfast methods of production for a number of years. One of the things about balled and burlap trees, though, is that you have limitations in regards to the amount of root system that you can actually harvest, but it is a tried and true way to go ahead and transplant trees. Another more traditional method of production is called container grown trees. A container grown tree is generally grown in a black plastic pot. You do have all the root system available to you, but one of the concerns with container grown trees is root girdling, and so there have been some advancements in regards to production methods in reference to black plastic containers. And those advancements are as follows. One of the advancements is called a root prune pot, where air is able to get to the root system of the tree. Root prunes the trees back so that we don't have root girdling, and actually helps create a much more fibrous root system. So this has become a much more popular method of production in regards to harvesting the entire root system, as well as reducing girdling of roots, which can be a problem in regards to the health and vigor of your trees. And then the other method of production is known as grow bag trees. Grow bag trees are lined inside with a fabric, and that also discourages girdling of roots, as well as creating a much more fibrous root system. And then you're able to harvest the entire root system in reference to your transplanting opportunities. Another method that we're extremely fond of and enjoy working with is called gravel bed produced trees. So here's a bare root tree that we would receive in the spring. This is the root system that we would generally receive. What we do is we place this particular bare root plant in a gravel bed itself. And one of the things that roots need more than anything else is oxygen. And that gravel bed allows for that oxygen exchange at a very high rate. so that we're able to produce root systems such as this. Now here's a birch tree that's had a root system grown within that gravel bed production method. It's a robust, active, fibrous root system. If you're interested in low maintenance, what you should be buying more than size are roots. That's a tree that's gone through a full growing season. Here is a black oak that was put into a gravel bed. When we unwrap the burlap from this particular gravel bed grown tree, this is a root system that's starting to develop after about 4 months of production. This is a nice, healthy, fibrous root system. With just bare root alone, you're limited to just spring. With gravel bed produced trees, you're able to do it throughout the course of the growing season. Let's talk just a little bit about how trees look. We sort of have this perception that trees have to have this perfect branch structure and we need to be able to mow under them. This is a carpinus. This is American hornbeam. We want people to be very selective in regards to pruning. There's no need to start to prune this tree aggressively right now, because what you want to try to do is have as much surface area of leaves as possible so that the tree can photosynthesize. And if you go in here and aggressively prune this tree, you're going to reduce that surface area of leaves and actually put the tree under more stress than necessary. So as this tree starts to grow and starts to mature, you could do some selective pruning to enhance the multi-stem characteristic of this particular plant. But I would be really, really selective in regards to my pruning. Allow the tree to kind of be what it is. You know, it's going to be its own specimen and it can stand alone within your yard. Carpinus generally like north or east exposures, so they like a little bit cooler temperatures and light. But this is one plant that would be an opportunity to diversify your landscape, especially in more established neighborhoods. We want you to have a healthy root system in regards to the purchase of your trees. And there's so many methods of production out there now to maximize that opportunity. So we really want you to focus in on the roots of the tree, not so much the size of the tree. We have lots of varieties and selections to pick from. We look forward to being of service to you in any way we can.